This is Auto Club, or possibly Fontana, or possibly California. Has many names, and this is the B Fixed Indy Oval series on iRacing. I really never thought when I joined iRacing 6 weeks ago that I'd be making this video now, but here we are. I've never done anything with a wheel and pedals before. Literally, I don't even have a real-world driving licence. And here I am, on the edge of 2000 iRating, which if you look at the statistics, would mean I am ahead of 94% of all the drivers on the oval side of iRacing. It's a very fun thought, but it's a very scary thought. So, let's get on with it, see how we can do. Right then, starting on pole, strat's pretty simple. We're going to try and hold it. We're going to ignore the inside as much as we can. If someone decides that they want to burn up their tyres running in the lead, we're going to let them. And if 4 or 5 people decide they want to burn up their tyres fighting over the lead, we're just going to fall back naturally. But let's see what happens. Getting a nice good field spread, that's what I want to see. Does nobody any favours to have everyone bunched up trying to start. It just encourages people to dive bomb each other and cause a caution straight away.
Well, Kyle.
Yeah, you too.
And inevitably P2 and chums are back. Drafting these cars is so strong that breaking the draft is pretty much impossible without some serious luck.
Wow.
Alright, something's happened behind us. There's a caution. Let's skip ahead. I'm sure nothing interesting will happen during the caution.
A few moments later.
Checking up out of 2. Mind the green cone. Mind the spinner. Mind the spinner. Mind the spinner out of 2. What you doing, son? Brush underwear, please.
5 minutes later.
Fortunately, the caution gave us enough time to fix the little gremlins we were having with our camera and get it switched back on. Right, let's have another go at this nice sensible start thing, see what happens. The thing about leading early doors here is that the best line is definitely the inside. Always has been, always will be. However, on full fuel and cold tyres, you just can't sit in lane 1 like you can later on in the run. You've got to run either lane 3 down to 1 or 3 down to 2. And there's really no harm playing a bit of leapfrog with 1 or 2 sensible other drivers. What I'm also going to try to do though is that if P2 drops into lane 1, I'm also going to drop into lane 1, chop his clean air off and push him up the track where his front tyres. Right, close eye on the mirror. See how P2 went flying up the track there? That's the effect of the aero push. Lap 13 now, and we've got a new chum to play with. Yellow car. Do like a yellow car.
Wait, Ray, is that you from the truck race you just did?
We're just going to trade the lead for a bit, keep ourselves P1 and P2 and everyone else behind us. Taking the opportunity to run in lane 1 as well, see if I can make lane 1 work. Don't think I can, think the car's still too heavy. If you don't do any over racing yourself, it might look like we're just driving round and round in circles, but that's not the case at all. Even down a straight, the track is very bumpy, and I can feel the wheel jumping and jerking as it wants to throw me off course.
Still there. You are the leader. Nice and smooth. Outside, clear.
Also, you can really feel when cars come up alongside you. You get a little bit more loose than usual. And then we arrive at a turn, and it's all about trying to hold your lane so that you don't ride up and kill everyone. And paying really careful attention to what I'm feeling through the wheel and what I'm hearing through my ears. I am monitoring lap by lap how I think the tyres are doing and how strongly I think I can turn in. It is very possible to just turn in a bit too far or at the wrong moment. You'll get loose, round you'll go, and again you'll be lucky not to wipe out half the field. And then the racing gods throw us a double six.
Oh my goodness. You're wrecking on me.
Nah, he wasn't wrecking, he was flying.
I cannot believe I missed that.
5 minutes later.
Now then, as we line up for the restart, two strategy decisions to talk about. One of them's obvious, one of them not so much. The obvious one is that with caution coming on lap 19, you pretty much want to pit for fuel and tyres. If you don't, you're gambling on another caution, and I really don't like to do that. I like to keep things in my own hands. I felt like I was going to be safest at the back of the field, and the easiest way to get there was simply to wait until 2 laps to go on the caution, and then pit, a lap later than the rest of the field. It saved me what might be an important little bit of fuel at the end if this goes green, and it's put ourselves at the back of the field, made our intentions obvious, and for now we're just going to wait and see what happens next. Lap 28, keeping nice and safe and in the draft, and then this happened.
Oh, come on, man. You see him wrecking.
24 car. Letter 24 carbide. You had the position when the yellow flag came out.
I do like these chicanes that they've put in, it's very thoughtful. And that right there is the danger of dropping to the back of the pack.
5 minutes later.
It's restart time again, and here's another danger of being down the field. Have a look at the relative up at top left. Mike in front of us is leaving quite a big gap. You want on a restart to be as close as possible to the car in front of you. He seems to think that he's got another strategy. Let's see how that works out for him and for us.
Car outside. Outside clear.
Hey Mike, you see that number in front of me? You see where it says 1.8? That's not good.
4.751.
Yeah, the guy who started 5th decided to have an 8/10 gap at the restart and then just didn't get a good start at all.
Now what that means is that we are 1.8 seconds behind P4. We're in serious danger of losing the draft, the top 4 breaking away, and our race being for P5. Hey, number 4, a 5 to lift.
Outside. Go low. There is a car on the high side.
Fortunately, by lap 40, we're all settled back in. Bit of synchronised swimming has done the job nicely.
0.956.
And now I'm happy with my fuel load, I'm happy with my tyre wear. Time to move forward, swim back to the front of the pack, and see how far we can get.
Clear inside. More laps. Stand by.
In many ways, the most dangerous part of this is the first time you try and turn downhill into someone else's aero push. We very, very nearly misjudge it and take out the number 2 car.
Still there. Inside. Clear. Outside. Clear.
Now, this is the moment I can feel there's a really good run coming, and as I turn down the hill, a beautiful hole opens up in front of me. Time to take it 3 wide and hang on.
The car outside, you're in the middle, 3 wide. Hold your line, right side, 2 wide, you're in 4th position.
And it's worked incredibly well for us. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting that to get us P3 at best and looking at a wall of 2 cars, but they came apart and opened up lane 2 at just the right moment, and we've shoved ourselves in there. Nearly enough space to drop into lane 1 and take the lead, but I know if those spotter bars are still there, I'm not clear, and I'll just take his nose cone off.
Still there, hold your line. Keep low,
Yeah, he got real tight up there.
clear.
I'm going up right.
Now that's lap 47. We're still fighting hard to keep P2 and try and force a mistake from P1. Running lane 2 over and over, keeping him pinned in lane 1.
Stay high. You're in the middle, 3 wide. You're back in the lead. Still there, still
And then
there.
it seems like P1's tyres might be going off. He rises halfway into lane 2. We have to give space to avoid a contact, and when someone else then takes the opportunity to dive to our inside, we just let it happen.
2 wide. The yellow
I'm
flag's
sorry.
out. They want you
I feel like I came up on you.
closed. Pit road is closed.
And then the caution flag comes out. We're trapped in P3. Decision time. Pit for tyres or stay out. I know exactly what I'm going to do. Good, they're committed. It's time to come back out.
Catch the pace car.
And that has worked out absolutely perfectly.
5 minutes later.
Yeah, I got the paid version of Race Labs. It's worth it.
Here's why I stayed out. I knew that the tyres were going to be a little bit sketchy, and I also knew that the people on the freshest tyres, who'd have the biggest advantage over us, were stuck way down the field. And sure, the people immediately behind us had tyres that were 10 laps younger than ours, but after having run a lot at Fontana, I tend to think that it's not worth pitting unless you can get a tyre advantage of about 20 laps. Some drivers have it, but they're stuck down the field, and the ones behind us are now effectively rear gunning for me. Here we are then. And now all I need to do is just pin it to the inside, hold on, and hope that the tyres haven't gone off too badly. It's a real test of bottle under pressure at 350 kilometers per hour. And then looking up at the relative, I see that number 23 must have had a really bad restart. They're almost in danger of falling out of the draft. That's the apron, sir. Huge moment as 25 shoots his shot right as a caution comes out.
Damn, I don't think I got it.
Another twist in the tail. This potentially brings the fresh tyre runners back into it.
Well, this is going to be a fun finish.
I was really hoping the 4 of us would pull away.
But before things get serious and sweaty, time to take the piss a bit.
That was my move. That was my shot on the 3.
Tyres? Tyres? Tyres?
5 minutes later.
Good luck, everybody. Make good choices.
Right, here we go. Final restart. Tension really high. However, my job is simplest of all. All I'm going to do is just drive away from people, string the pack out as much as possible, and give as few drivers as possible the opportunity to come and bother me.
Car is off. Green, green, green. The yellow flag is out. They want you in single
That'll do it.
file. Pit road is closed. Catch up,
What the
19
shit?
car.
I mean, I'm not complaining, but I'm complaining.
Catch the pace car.
Someone decided to try and be clever and time the restart, but just went straight into the back of someone else.
Dumbasses. That never worked.
Yeah, it's a shame. It just ruined what could have been a really fun end to a race.
Yep, I have a good thought. Would like to have seen this is the second straight second place I've gotten.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very much at the point where I would rather, like, finish 4th but have the fight than win like this.
Same. Good race, everybody.
Pit road is now open.
Hold on, there's still a lap to go. Anything could happen. For those of you who are familiar with NASCAR on iRacing, the rules in Indycar are very different.
Yeah, I'll come straight line the leader for you.
There's no green, white, checkered finish. If a caution comes out with fewer than 3 laps to go, the race just ends behind the pace car. We're going to win.
A few moments later.
You won. Why did the others bother to show up?
And there it is. With that win, we've hit 2,000 iRating. I've been on the service for just 6 weeks. GG, still a hell of a fun race before the end. I don't have a real-world driving licence. I'd never used a wheel and pedals before, and I am now in the top 6% of all oval drivers on the service. This is just so far beyond the wildest dreams I ever had before I joined iRacing. I don't have the words other than onwards and upwards. Let's see what we can do next. Will you join me?